You know that voice that says, you should call them back. You should be more patient. You should be grateful, happy, polite. Well, that's not your voice. That's shame, disguised as responsibility. You see, shame is problematic if you want to live fully and authentically. And in this episode, we're going to talk about what shame really is, where it comes from, and how to start getting it out of your head. Are you ready? Let's go. Hey, what's going on? My name is Coach Lee Hopkins. My pronouns are he, him, his, and you're listening to the Patterns of Possibility podcast, the podcast for late identified autistic adults who want real relationships without fake masks. Let's talk connection, clarity, and showing up as your authentic self. Today, we're going to talk about shame. We're going to unpack what it really is and how it keeps an emotional chokehold on you so that you keep performing for approval. I'll walk you through how it starts, how it hides behind your shoulds, and what it takes to do before you can begin letting it go. This topic is near and dear to me because I felt a lot of shame. I should do something. I should be something. I should say something. Any kind of way of just was wrong. So I always felt like I was doing something wrong, and everyone else knew exactly what to do, how to do it, and it was common. One of the things that I grew up with or grew up hearing is, don't you have any common sense? And I'd hear it from other people about others and experiences in the world. They're like, nobody has any common sense these days. And like, what I think they're really trying to say is that nobody thinks the way I do and the way around the people around me think. And I felt bad about that. I always felt like I was doing something wrong, especially as a kid. You know, one time I almost microwaved the metal spoon because I didn't see the harm. I didn't know. No one sat down and told me that that was going to happen. I didn't know. And so I get that. Don't you have any common sense? Don't you know that happens? Obviously, I didn't. What a goofy question to ask me. But as more of the autism comes out, it wasn't a question, it was a reprimand. Don't you know better? I didn't know better. I probably would have done something differently. But that's the point, is shame comes up and you get all this information from people telling you you're doing it the wrong way. Whatever it is, you're performing an action, you're speaking, the way you dress, the way you talk, the way you look at people, it's wrong. You should never do that. And the word should really gets stuck. As an adult, I struggled with this because I believed that everyone else knew what to do and I didn't, because I was told that I should. I should do it this way. I should do it that way. But that doesn't really feel right to me. I don't really understand that. Why am I doing it this way? It doesn't make sense to me. So I had learned to look at people around me to get the information of whether or not I was doing it quote unquote right, so that they believed that I knew what I was doing and they would do it the way I did it and I wouldn't be in trouble. So, for example, if you tell a joke and you're looking around to see if anybody's laughing or smirking or their reactions. Was it funny? Okay. Then everybody should be laughing. If it's not funny, then nobody's laughing and I did something wrong. Oops. And it would appear in every part of my life, of course, with the choices that I made for food and the relationships and how I live and the media I consume and the transition that I made, moving from Ohio to California to Chicago, leaving jobs and transitioning physically as a transgendered person. You shouldn't do this. Somebody else is telling me how to live my life. And after I've received all of this should for many, many years, it got stuck in there. Even when the people weren't around, I imagined that strangers would say it to me, or they're thinking that of me. My coworkers, they were thinking that of me. The store clerk, when I went in to get a Gatorade, you shouldn't get that flavor. You shouldn't be drinking Gatorade. You should drink water. Whoa. Shame is very powerful. It's very powerful. And I want to be clear that shame is not guilt. Guilt says, I did something wrong. Everybody knows it. Shame says, I am something wrong. It's the belief that your real self is a problem to be managed. If you are swimming in shame, you probably believe that. So here's my frame around shame. I believe that shame is used to control. It's a tool that is implanted in you. It's a programming that's implanted in you at a young age to make sure that you focus and you listen to what other people tell you. And so that you feel like you must adhere to your parents, your teachers, if you went to church, your church members. You should do it this way. You should be this. Why can't you be more like your brother? Why are you so sensitive? And what it does, it's implanting this idea that the people around you are more important than you. That is, how those people around you feel about your actions and behaviors is most important. So don't do anything that displeases the people around you. You should be more like them. You should think the way they do. You should. And with that magical word that is implanted in you, that's embedded in your psyche, when you hear it, you know that your behavior needs to change. And usually, the behavior doesn't change in a way that benefits you. Not directly. So let's say your family members say you should not be so sensitive. You shouldn't be so sensitive. And you have an emotional episode. You're crying. You're upset. You're angry. You want to express your feelings. And you want to tell your family members. You want to tell your mom. You want to tell your brother. You want to tell your sister. You want to tell your dad. You want to tell your aunt. You want to tell your uncle. You want to tell your grandma. And it's like, hey, I'm frustrated. And they say, hey, you shouldn't be so sensitive. And your behavior will change in a way that doesn't benefit you. That is, you will not express. You need to get those feelings out, and you will not express them. You will learn not to set boundaries. You will learn not to say no. You will learn not to tell people when you are hurt. That does not benefit you. It benefits the other people because now they don't have to deal with your tears. They don't have to deal with your anger. They don't have to see any of that stuff. And as a bonus, they can keep messing with you. They can keep doing whatever it is to upset you. And you have programmed yourself, or they have programmed you in the sense to be like, yeah, I shouldn't be upset. It's not a big deal. And you start thinking on their side. Yeah, they're having a hard day at work, or they can't handle these. They've got so much on their plate already. They can't handle my feelings. So I don't want to be a burden to them. And you start degrading yourself. It's all because of should. It's all because of shame. When should comes up, it's usually not something that you use to change your behavior in a way that benefits you. So the first thing I want to talk about when it comes to shame is this idea of just getting rid of that word should. It's that word should that really causes you to stay stuck. That is, when you say should, I should be more social. I should already know this. I should be grateful. You're telling yourself that you are not doing things the way you believe someone else outside of you wants you to do. And whenever you believe that you're not doing things the way somebody else outside of you wants you to do it, you end up doing something that does not benefit you. Let's say I should be more social, then you'll panic and freak out, and you'll try to be more social and push conversations that don't lead anywhere. You'll connect with people that you really don't want to connect with, and you'll frustrate yourself because you should be more social. You'd be in situations with people that you really don't like because you should be more social, rather than doing something that feels good to you, sitting home, reading a book, relaxing, whatever it is. It's the language you tell yourself. It's the word should itself. It's the word should itself. So one of the things that I have done and I teach my clients to do is remove that word from their language, period. Remove it. Gone. You don't need it. It does not serve you. It only triggers you to do something that is not in your best interest. So here's what we want to do to remove this language of shame. Because if you remove should, then what else goes there? We need to replace it with something that is more empowering, that will help you feel more like you are in control of your decisions. And so the language that I use, the language that I teach my clients to use, is instead of should, just replace with I want. I want. This comes from your own desire to have things the way you want them. It's not from somebody else's programming. It's not from somebody else's ideals. It's not from somebody else's values. They are your values. Here's an example. You say, I should go to that party, even though you're drained. Deep down, you actually don't want to go. So instead of saying, even in your head, even thinking, I should go to that party, you want to say, I want to go to that party. Then you want to reflect, is it true? Do I really want to? I'm really drained. I don't. That's the key piece. I want to. Does it feel true? When you say I want to, does it feel true? Does it feel accurate with your energy levels, with your mental wellness, with your emotional levels? Does it feel true? I want to be less sensitive. Does that feel true? I want to be more like my brother. Does that feel true? If it doesn't, then maybe you do the thing that you really want to do. Maybe you do what actually benefits you. If it is being sensitive, be it. If it's being like yourself instead of your brother, be it. If it's staying home and kicking up, chilling, watching a movie, reading a book instead of going to a party, do it. What about the other people, Coach Lee? What about the other people that are going to be disappointed and hurt by me not showing up to the party, by me being so sensitive, or by me not being like my brother? What about all those people? Listen, you're doing them a huge favor by letting them take care of their own feelings. It's an opportunity for them to not get what they want and deal with the frustrations or whatever that they have with it. It's not your problem. You give them an opportunity to handle their own emotions. That's how I think about it. That's how I roll through the world, thinking about, you're welcome. I didn't do something I didn't want to do because it benefits me. Even further, I think if I go to that party, I'm really not going to have a good time because I really don't want to be here. I already checked in with myself and I really don't want to go. I don't want to do something that's not in my best interest, so I'm not going to do that. But if I went to that place and I'm feeling drained and frustrated, I'm not going to be fun in this place either. You're welcome. I didn't subject you to that. I'm staying home. The key is here is that you want to do the things that benefit you. Anytime you say should, you were thinking about somebody else's values, what someone else wants you to do, how they want you to show up, and it gets you to buy in something that does not align with your best interest. I've just never seen a case where it does. So here's what I'd like you to do. I'd like you to notice the shoulds. When you hear them, write them down. When you hear them, ask whose voice that is. Is it a parent? Is it a partner? Is it a boss? Is it a random stranger? Is it someone on TV who said you should like the latest of the latest? Then translate that into want language. Replace I should with I want. And notice if it still feels true. And let this discomfort be more data and understanding of who you are. Remove this shame and guilt for choosing yourself. As I said, the frame for shame is that it's meant to control you, to get you to do something that's not in your best interest. If you're living your fullest and most authentic life, you are not messing with shame. None of it. No matter who throws it at you, family members, friends, coworkers, you just dismiss that. So to wrap this up, shame really teaches you to connect by abandoning yourself. And the truth is, connection only works when you are being your authentic self. The version of you that earns approval is a mask, and it's very lonely under there. Real belonging really starts when you stop trying to be quote unquote good and avoid the shame, and start getting curious about what really feels true to you. You cannot heal shame by performing better. They're not going to like you anymore if you do the things that they want you to do. They're just going to ask you to jump through bigger hoops and change more of yourself. You heal shame by letting yourself be. Be unfiltered. Be unrefined. Still be you. I hope this episode helps you notice the shoulds that you have in your life. When you notice them, take a moment again to turn it into I want. Write it down. See if it feels true. That's the first step in getting rid of shame. And if you'd like to learn more, if you'd like more guidance and support in getting through dealing with shame so that you can become more of your authentic self, express fuller, and meet people who really appreciate you for who you are, then let's talk. You can always reach me through patternsofpossibility.com, or you can check me out. I'm usually on LinkedIn because that's where I am these days. But you can check me out. You can email me at patternsofpossibility@gmail.com. Of course, grab all of my free resources that I have that are available to you. I also have a community where we practice these kinds of things. And group coaching is coming at the end of the month. So check out group coaching of 4 people only. It's an intimate space, lasts for 12 weeks. You will be able to get the most wonderful support from humans who understand exactly where you are, and you'll also be guided by me. It's one thing, because I know it's one thing to hear my voice and do the work, because I know not everybody will, but you probably will. You'll go and you'll do the work, and you'll think about the should, and you're like, now what? Expressing it can be a little difficult, but if you can do it in a safe container, a safe space, and get reactions and responses that really uplift you, that show you that it's okay, we appreciate it, you are accepted. In fact, we love that you're doing that, being your authentic self. It will empower you to do that in the rest of the world for anybody else. So 12-week group coaching is happening October 29th. Spots are limited. So you can apply by going to patternsofpossibility.com and looking for the group coaching section. If this episode resonated with you, the best way to support the podcast is to rate and review it. Your words will help other late diagnosed autistic adults find this space to know that they're not alone. Just a few seconds from you can open up the door for someone else to feel seen. Hey, I appreciate you, and thanks for being here.